You bought another course. It felt like progress, like you were finally getting closer. But the only person who made money from that decision was the one who sold it to you. And this isn't a mistake. You don't buy it randomly. You think about it. You compare options. You read reviews. You watch previews. You look for proof, screenshots, testimonials, results. It feels like due diligence, like you're making a smart decision. You're not wasting money. You're investing in yourself. That's the frame. You want to avoid guessing. You want a clear path, a system that already works, so you don't have to figure everything out from scratch. That feels efficient, faster, less risky. You don't want to fail your way forward. You want to start closer to success. That's why the course makes sense. It promises structure, steps, direction. You're not buying information, you're buying clarity. That's what it feels like. And when you get access, it reinforces that belief. Modules, lessons, frameworks, everything laid out. It feels organized, complete, like everything you need is finally in one place. You don't feel behind anymore. You feel equipped, ready to start. You scroll through the lessons, you look at the modules, you see the path in front of you, and for a moment it feels like you finally have control, like the uncertainty is gone, like all that confusion has been replaced with direction. That shift alone feels like progress, even before anything actually changes. That's the routine. Search, evaluate, buy, prepare. Nothing about it feels wrong. It feels like you're doing it the right way. This is the part that feels productive. It feels responsible to learn before you try. That's the belief holding everything together. If someone already figured it out, it makes sense to follow their path. You don't need to reinvent anything. You just need to understand it correctly. That's the promise. A proven system, a clear roadmap, steps you can follow, so you don't waste time guessing. That feels logical, efficient. You're not avoiding work, you're avoiding unnecessary mistakes. That's how it feels. Starting without structure feels reckless, like you're choosing to struggle when you don't have to. So the course becomes the smarter move. Learn first, execute second. That sequence feels right. And every course reinforces it. More clarity, better explanations, more refined strategies. Each one makes the previous attempt feel incomplete. Like you were missing something, so you reset. Not because you failed, because now you have a better version, a more accurate path. That's the belief. You're getting closer. Each purchase reduces uncertainty. Each new method feels more complete. So buying again doesn't feel like repeating. It feels like improving, like you're upgrading your approach. And as long as that belief holds, the decision makes sense. You're not spending, you're progressing. It even feels disciplined, like you're doing things properly instead of rushing, like you're building a foundation instead of gambling on guesses. That belief makes the cycle feel justified. The system doesn't reward you for using the course. It rewards the person who sells it. Every purchase is a completed outcome for them, not for you. That's the alignment. Their results are immediate. Yours are conditional. They get paid when you buy. You only get paid if everything after works. So the system optimizes for what can be guaranteed, sales, not outcomes. That's why the front end is so strong. Clear messaging, strong proof, simple steps. It's built to convert your decision, not your result. And once you're inside, the incentives change. You're expected to execute, to apply, to make it work. But the system doesn't track that. It doesn't reward that. It doesn't even see it. It only sees the transaction. So more courses get created, more variations, more updated versions, each one positioned as better, more complete, more refined, and every new version makes the previous one feel outdated. So you upgrade. Again, not because you failed, because you want the best version, and the system confirms that behavior. More offers, more recommendations, more proof that others are succeeding. It feels like opportunity, but the outcome stays the same. The money moves first, and it doesn't move toward you. The loop completes before you ever get results. Nothing about buying the course feels permanent. You can always use it later. Come back when you have time. Start when you're ready. That's how it feels in the moment. But what you gain in clarity, you trade in commitment. Each new course replaces the need to act with the option to prepare more. You don't abandon the idea, you postpone it.
and postponing feels safe. You're not giving up, you're refining the approach. That's the trade-off. You improve the plan while delaying the start, and the more structured the course feels, the harder it becomes to start imperfectly. Because now there's a right way, a correct sequence, steps you're supposed to follow. So starting without following it feels wrong, incomplete, so you wait until you can do it properly. And while you wait, another course appears, a better method.
A cleaner system. So you switch. Again, not because you failed, because now you have a better path. But every switch resets momentum. You don't carry progress forward, you restart. And restarting removes urgency, because there's always a new beginning available. That's how the trade happens, quietly. You gain direction, but lose forward movement. The shift isn't about effort, it's about timing. Every course moves your starting point forward, not in action, in expectation. You don't begin from zero anymore. You begin from what you just learned. That becomes your baseline, and the next course raises it again, slightly, quietly, until starting without that level feels incomplete. That's the mechanism. Your standard keeps increasing without execution increasing with it. So the gap widens, not because you lack information, because your definition of ready keeps expanding. You stop asking, "Can I start?" and start asking, "Do I have the right system?" That question doesn't end. There is always a better system, a more optimized version. So your decisions reorganize around waiting for it. You protect against doing it wrong. That protection feels responsible, like you're being careful, but it delays action. Not once, repeatedly. And the more you delay, the more starting feels like risk, because now you have more to live up to, more structure to follow, more expectations to meet. That's the constraint. You're not blocked from acting. You're conditioned to wait until it feels correct, and that feeling keeps moving away. At first, it feels like you have more options, more courses, more methods, more paths to follow, but each one comes with conditions. It only works if you follow it correctly, if you pick the right niche, if you use the right tools, if you execute the steps in order. So every option adds requirements, and every requirement adds hesitation. You're not choosing between paths. You're filtering for the safest one, the one with the least chance of being wrong. That's where the compression starts. You still have options, but fewer of them feel usable. Fewer of them feel safe enough to act on. So you keep searching. Another course, another system, another version that feels more complete. But the more complete it looks, the harder it becomes to start imperfectly. And imperfect is the only way anything actually begins. So you stay in preparation, watching, comparing, organizing. Your time goes into understanding instead of building. Your money goes into buying instead of earning. That's the shift. The system gave you more paths, then made most of them feel unusable. This is where movement disappears. You didn't run out of opportunities. You funded them. Every time you bought in, the system worked, just not for you.